Listen, I'm not going to make this a black and white thing. I don't think that's it. I'm going to give this anonymous source who I hate anonymous sources. Come on, put your name on it. I'm going to give them the benefit of doubt. I understand what this is. Cam Newton hasn't thrown for more than 4,000 yards since his rookie year. Cam Newton comes from an old school type of offense, an offense that I came up in back during my UCF days where it's a number system. It's 363, so you got a out route, you got a 6 route, you got a 3 route. And you just pick it. If it's 1 high, is it 2? What are we doing? You're throwing to the wide receiver, you're throwing to the tight end, maybe you're doing a check down. And we also know who he is as a runner. He is dynamic. That is his superpower. Mac Jones, he probably does think more like Josh McDaniels. These guys are very cerebral. When I talked to Devontae Smith, I said, what makes this dude different? He said, Brandon, he is the smartest dude on the field. Brandon, he's 10 steps ahead of everyone. That is Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels will come in our team meeting room and say, look, we're playing against the Philadelphia Eagles, Sunday Night Football. This is what's going to happen. It's going to be 3rd down. We're going to be in a 4th quarter. We're going to make it to the fringe era, and they're going to go 0 blitz. Brandon, Kyle Orton's going to look at you. He's going to do this. This is not in our playbook. I just need you to remember to run a post route. I messed up. I ran a slant, and it cost the game. He looked at me like I was the slowest person on the planet. I get this.
Slow
and
blinker.
The offense is super complex.
Blinker.
This offense, slow blinker, you know exactly what it is. Don't be a slow blinker in the NFL. Yeah. And you guys know, I talk about this all the time. Josh McDaniels is so complex. You got 11 personnel, 3 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 running back. That is universal. But with Josh McDaniel, it's 11 personnel. Then we're going to go twist on that. Army, Navy, we're going to go Army Red, Army Wright, we're going to go Zing, Zip, we're going to go Trio, we're going to go Bunch, we're going to go Stack, we're going to go. That's the offense that Josh McDaniels throws out there. That's totally different than where Cam Newton came from, going back to college with Gus Malzahn, and then also Wilds in the NFL with the Panthers. Totally different.
Okay, I'm going to go back to the first thing that you said, Brandon, about the anonymous quote. And Mike Girardi is a great reporter, and I'm in a tough spot here because I do need Patriots information, and sometimes sources do give, good quotes, but this is not one that I want to read. And good job, Mike Girardi. But to the anonymous Patriots player, this reads a little bit like Cam's slander more than Mac Jones' compliment. And Bill Belichick has tried to dead all of that. When he was drafted, it was like, Cam's our quarterback. And everyone's trying to push Mac Jones. And Belichick has been steadfast that Cam's the quarterback. Now, does Mac Jones get a few snaps eventually? Maybe Bill Belichick hands the reins to Mac Jones. But until that happens, this is Cam's team. And I want all Cam positivity from Patriots Nation.
And Wilds, you and Brandon hit on the exact thing that I thought about. The reason it feels like Cam's slander is because it's anonymous. You usually don't give anonymous complimentary quotes. If it was Patriots wide receiver X says Mac Jones sees the game great, then it wouldn't seem nefarious. Because it's anonymous, it almost feels like it's subversive for what they're trying to do. So I think both you guys hit on the important point, Jenna.
Brandon, I'll start with you. I know you've been high on Josh Allen. What do you make of this take? Is it spot on? Is it outlandish? Or does it fall somewhere in between?
I think it falls somewhere in between. I think the trick here for this conversation is trying to figure out what does physically gifted mean. He named a few. You have size. Okay, he's a big boy. Speed. He's not that fast, but he can move. And he's also dynamic in the run game, though. And then also arm. And it's not just can you throw it, but it's also can you throw it deep? Can you throw it short? How's your accuracy? The arm angles. You see Patrick Mahomes, he can throw it with his left hand, right hand. He can throw it over the head. He can throw a sidearm. He throws it behind his back. He throws no looks, right? So there's so much to that conversation. Jordan Palmer came out and said that this year. He said and Jordan Palmer is a guy, if you go back through the last 5-6 draft class, he had the number 1 quarterbacks from Trevor Lawrence to Joe Burrow, going back to Sam Darnold, and even Blake Bortles back in UCF when he was highly recruited and scouted coming out. So it's not far off. But you got to include a few other guys in this conversation. Lamar Jackson, but what's the knock on Lamar Jackson is his arm talent as far as accuracy. Can he be pinpoint? Josh Allen, this last year, was a guy that actually stepped into that conversation of being an accurate quarterback. That was the knock on him. Aaron Rodgers, to me, is the number one guy. Aaron Rodgers is deadly with his feet. God. He's also deadly with his arm. He can do it all. Patrick Mahomes, he's in there. The reason why Patrick Mahomes, Nick, why he won't be a part of this conversation, it's like he walks with a waddle. It's like a penguin. It's like but we all know about the arm strength. We all know about the. Yeah, but he walks with a waddle a little bit.
He is the conversation.
You know exactly what I'm talking about.
If he walks with a waddle. The most iconic quarterback run since Mike Vick's run against the Vikings or against the Packers, pick one of them, was Patrick Mahomes down the sideline, AFC Championship game against the Titans 2 years ago. This is, you're like, we got to include Lamar. I think it's Aaron Rodgers.
It's distracting.
And then, of course, maybe Mahomes. Look, I don't care. Maybe it doesn't look good. This is an outrage. Josh Allen's super physically gifted. No doubt about it. I would like to know the thing he's better at than Mahomes, other than he's bigger. I think Mahomes is a more effective runner than Josh Allen. Now, not at the goal line. Not Josh Allen, because of his size, you can run, veer, you can do some things. But as far as escapability, picking up third downs with his feet or first downs with his feet on third down, I actually think Mahomes is the more effective runner. He also is the most effective passer the league's ever seen and the most gifted passer. So I feel like we're having this conversation about who the best I was going to use a bad example. I feel like we are talking about Josh Allen as if the guy who the answer to the question is not currently playing in the same conference as Josh Allen, the same age as Josh Allen, and by the way, is undefeated against Josh Allen. And the last game Josh Allen played, Mahomes depantsed him. So I can't believe I'm done. The conversation bothers me. You can have the final word.
He has a Hemi for an arm. Have you ever had a Charger with a Hemi in it? Man, his arm, he has a Hemi in his shoulder. So that's why he's a part of this conversation. And you got to look at his arm talent. You got to look at his size. I don't think he is the number one guy. I truly believe it's Aaron Rodgers. So if you're going to say, well, what can he do better than Patrick Mahomes, then you got to ask that same question. What can Patrick Mahomes do better than Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers is one of the most efficient runners that this game has ever seen. I mean, he just destroys you if you play two-man or if you play man-to-man, you turn your back on him. He knows when to take off. He is sneaky good with running the ball. And then obviously from in the pocket, outside the pocket, the arm angles, he can do it all. Now, Patrick Mahomes does it with a little bit more flair. I think Patrick Mahomes had that over Aaron Rodgers, the sidearms, the no looks. Mm-hmm. He's just making the game look a little bit more sexy. But I think it's Aaron Rodgers.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.